Time for your 420 radio news for Monday, August 5th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. In the United States, 38% have tried marijuana, little change since the 1980s. This from Gallup.com. Even as American support for legalizing marijuana has doubled and more than 20 states have loosened marijuana restrictions in various ways, Gallup finds relatively little increase throughout the past 3 decades in the percentage of U.S. adults who say they have tried marijuana. 38% of Americans admit to having tried marijuana compared with 34% in 1999 and 33% in 1985. Gallup's Trends by Age reveals that widespread experimentation with marijuana first occurred among adults aged 18 to 29 between 1969 and 1973, rising from 8% to 35%. It then continued to mount, reaching 56% by 1977, and remained at that level in 1985. Since then, however, marijuana use among young adults has progressively declined. At the same time as the bulge of young adults who tried marijuana in the 1970s ages and replaces older Americans who never tried it, the rate of all Americans who have ever tried the drug has increased slightly. In particular, adults between the ages of 30 and 64 are the most likely age group to say they have tried marijuana, while young adults aged 18 to 29 are the most likely to indicate they currently smoke it. Also, by a 47% to 30% margin, men are more likely than women to say they have tried the drug. However, there is less of a gender difference in current reported usage, with 8% of men reporting current usage compared to 6% of women saying they smoke pot. Frequent users of marijuana and alcohol already know the health risks, study shows. From FoxNews.com. Users of marijuana and alcohol may be savvier about the health risks posed by these substances than those who abstain, new research suggests. The findings, which were drawn from a large sample of Swiss men, showed that men who frequently used marijuana, alcohol, and tobacco sought out information about the health risks of those substances more than those who didn't use them. People who smoked cannabis at least once a week were 4 times more likely to search for health risk information as those who abstained. Is New Jersey's medical marijuana program the most expensive in the nation? From NJ.com. In the 8 months since New Jersey's first dispensary, Greenleaf Compassion Center in Montclair, opened, patients and providers have learned the nation's most restrictive medical marijuana program is also the most expensive. From registration fees required multiple doctor visits that insurance won't cover, to sales tax and the price of pot, New Jersey's costs are generally higher than the 10 other states and Washington, D.C. that permit medical marijuana retail sales, according to a Star Ledger analysis. The review found New Jersey is tied for second among the costliest registration fee, $200 for 2 years, has the third highest sales tax, 7%, and the steepest marijuana prices according to state dispensary websites. Greenleaf patients say they have spent between $440 and $560 for an ounce of marijuana, depending on the strain. A New Jersey patient getting started in the program can spend $700 for an ID card and an ounce of marijuana, compared with $300 in Colorado, $510 in Washington, D.C., $531 in Arizona, and $460 in Michigan. Lansing ballot initiative would legalize marijuana possession up to an ounce, from MLive.com. Organizers on Monday submitted thousands of signatures in an effort to put marijuana legalization for the city of Lansing, Michigan on the November ballot. Jeffrey Hank, who heads the Coalition for a Safer Lansing, turned in the 6,400-some signatures to the Lansing City Clerk's office. The initiative calls for amending Lansing City Charter, legalizing the possession, use, and transfer of an ounce of marijuana by adults 21 years and older on private property. Lansing City Clerk Chris Swope said the law gives him 45 days to verify the authenticity of the coalition's signatures and whether there are enough to put the initiative on the November ballot. Signatures must amount to a minimum 5% of Lansing's total number of registered voters, about 4,200, in order to make the ballot. Cannabis drug company GW Pharmaceuticals reports bigger losses, from telegraph.co.uk. It made a pre-tax loss of £3.5 million compared to a loss of £2.3 million for the same period last year. Revenues were also down from £14.5 million to £7.3 million. GW Pharmaceuticals, which makes Sativex, an oral spray based on the active ingredients in cannabis, blamed the slip on a £9.8 million payment received in the third quarter last year for reaching milestones on the path to licensing the drug for pain treatment. Sativex is mostly used for the treatment of multiple sclerosis symptoms and is approved in 22 countries. GW Pharmaceuticals said it was making progress in its bid to enter the lucrative American market, having submitted plans for a final clinical trial to regulators. Justin Gover, GW Pharmaceuticals chief executive, said the company was in, quote, robust financial position, end quote, following a £19.6 million U.S. share placement in May. This has been your 420 Radio News for Monday, August 5th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines with shocking video from police dash cam from Texas police who pulled over 3 women and searched their vaginas for marijuana. This is a new case, not the case we had previously told you about. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.